Hey everybody, I am hopping into your inbox or into your video for a moment to tell you a little bit about my new book, which is so exciting. I want to share it with you. You may have seen some information about it on the internet or on previous podcasts, but I want to tell you a little bit about it because I really believe it's important for people to be educated. That's what this is about. And so it's important to know why you should buy this book and what will be so helpful to you in buying this book. So just to give you some idea of some background, I went through infertility challenges myself. And when I was going through infertility challenges, I really felt like I wanted a guide. I was searching the planet to try to figure out the right answers for treatment, to manage my stress, to think about how to talk to my children. And I had no guide. There was no way for me to try to figure that out. And I was pulling my hair out, as many of you probably feel like as you go through this process. It's a really difficult process to go through. And many people get very depressed, very stressed. It affects your life. It affects your relationships. It can be so difficult to go through fertility treatment unsuccessfully, or even if you are a queer couple or a single parent by choice, and this is a choice, you're not going through fertility treatment because you have a medical issue, it still can be extremely difficult to choose the genetics of somebody that you don't know to create maybe the most important relationship you're going to have, right? The relationship with your family, the relationship with a future child. And so how do you navigate this? And what I would like to propose is that many people navigate it by trying to make it comfortable. They try to do what they can to make the process comfortable, to find donors that they feel comfortable with, to do everything they can to make it easier for themselves because it is so difficult. However, many times people don't make the right choices. They don't choose things that they have control over. There is so much that we have control over and so much that we don't have control over. When I was going through fertility treatment, I was always feeling like I was in the passenger seat. You know, the doctor will say, this is the time you have to take your medication. Your nurse may say, this is the time that you have to be into the clinic. Your donor conception agency may say, this is when we can get you a donor. You have so many things that you have to do, but you can feel like you're just zigzagging around because you don't know what is going to come next. And it can be really, really confusing. So what I did was talk to patients about how I felt it could be easier for them. And I have learned so much in my decades of experience seeing thousands and thousands of people who are going through this. And I would share this information with patients day after day, week after week, year after year. And everyone said to me, this is great information, Lisa. I can't believe that nobody's ever told me this. And it occurred to me that not only did I want information about how to proceed with treatment, how to deal with the stress of treatment, how to talk to my children, but I also wanted to tell me what I didn't know. And I was telling these patients things that they didn't know. And to me, that's one of the most valuable gifts you can give someone, is giving them a guide to help them navigate waters that feel treacherous, that you just don't know where to find the answers. So I decided that I wanted to give this information to more people and reach people on a wider scale. And that's how this book was born, because I really want to give you the information that will make your journey easier. You know, when patients come to me and they say, Lisa, I really feel like I know everything there is to know about this process. I've read about it on the internet. I know how to navigate it. I know how to choose a donor. I know how to talk to my children. I make a bet with them. I tell them, if you go through a session with me and you don't learn something new that you've never thought of, I will give you $1. So I make this bet with people very often. And even though I never collect on it, I've never lost a bet. And I think that when you look at this book, you will feel the same way. You will be amazed to find that there are things that maybe you've never thought of, and things that will be really important to you as you go forward in your journey. You know, it's so stressful and so difficult, as I mentioned, that very often you don't think about things that will be helpful to you in the future. It's very natural to just want to move forward and get pregnant, but you're not just getting pregnant. You're not just having a baby. You are creating a human being who will grow into an adult. And that person needs to have very good health, needs to have a very good relationship with you, needs to have a good relationship with your family or your partner. And all of these decisions can be changed by what you're going to do now. What you're going to do now is going to have an impact on your life later. It's going to have an impact on your future child's life. So it's so important to have this information. So I put all of this information in this book to you. I run workshops for donor conceived children, and I find that it's really helpful to them down the line to have some of these tools as well. So I share that also in the book. I think that you will find a great deal of medical, nutritional, psychological, and even spiritual information in this book that maybe you have not thought of. Maybe your friend hasn't thought of it, or maybe somebody that you know is going through this. So what I've done is I really want you to take a look at this. And so I have included a bonus on my website. If you go to my website, familybuilding.net, you will see a program called the Donor Conception Masterclass. And it's a short video that will give you information about this process and the process of choosing a donor. It will also give you information about your nutritional health. So it's a really great tool to have. It's $197 on my website, but I'm offering it for free to people who pre-order the book. Pre-orders are really important because although I know this book is really helpful and you may think this book is really helpful, it's really hard to convince the retailers, Amazon and other retailers, that this book will be helpful to other people. And so if they have a lot of pre-orders, they really believe in it. So I'm giving you this extra bonus to help you order it sooner rather than later. And I hope you do. And I hope you really enjoy it. And I want to know how you're doing. Please feel free to reach out to me. I love to hear how you're doing. I love to see those baby pictures. That's what I live for. And I love to help people. That is really my goal. I want to make your journey easier. So please reach out to me with any questions, follow-ups, baby pictures, anything. I'd really love to hear from you. And thank you so much for listening to me today and considering buying this book.